So at last, an atmosphere worthy of a World Cup occasion here at Murrayfield. Almost a full house of 67,500 fans, boosted by a huge contingent of New Zealanders. People who've travelled from New Zealand for this game, and also a large number who've come up from England and other places in London, other places in England. Now the haka. A huge haka then from the New Zealanders, and accepted in worthy silence by the Scots. New Zealand fielding the side that beat England in their biggest game to date. Rob Craig Dowd has forced his way back into the first choice lineup during this competition after coming on as a replacement to the first game against Tonga, and Ruben Thorne is the latest choice in the problem number 6 position. Scotland making 2 changes from the team that beat Samoa in that quarter-final playoff. Alan Tait returns at centre in place of James McLaren, allowing Jamie Mayer to switch to inside centre. Scotland's most capped prop, Paul Burnell, is preferred to George Graham on the tight head side. Scotland going for experience. Tait and Burnell have a combined age of 69.
Half a minute, Gregor.
And a referee today, Ed Morrison from Bristol in England. Referee, of course, of the 1995 World Cup final between New Zealand and South Africa. Once again, Scotland lining up in their change strip. Gregor Townsend waiting to get this game underway.
Go right, Gregor. Go right. Thank you.
First 10 minutes, quarter of an hour of this game, bound to be very intense indeed, as Scotland look for their first ever victory over the All Blacks. Just 2 draws, 18 victories for the All Blacks in 20 games. And immediately the first penalty of the game goes to the All Blacks.
Number 6, have you back, please.
Andy Mehrtens, cool calculating customer at outside half. Very often underrated as a footballer, prodigious goal kicker, but an excellent tactical player too.
Hold him up, Stu. Hold him, please.
First line out to the game. Oliver to put into the line out for New Zealand. New man Norm Maxwell and Robin Brooke, the 2 main line out forwards for him. Not a good throw by the All Blacks there, allowing Scotland to get right into it and driving up to their own 10-metre line. Once again, it's the tactical kick from Gregor Townsend. Doesn't find touch this time, though. And Jonah Lomu getting a big Murrayfield welcome. But that's a bright start as far as Scotland are concerned, Scott.
Great kick there by Gregor Townsend. We saw a different game when he played against Samoa on Wednesday there, and that's just going to be what the forwards need from Scotland's point of view.
A lot of noise here at Murrayfield. Townsend just cutting his ears to hear from his half-back partner where this ball is going. Scott Murray, Doddie Weir. Scotland then looking to roll this one on. It's there for them. Scott Murray setting it up. Armstrong waits. Ed Morrison deciding that wasn't going to come back quickly enough. So this will be a scrum in an attacking position for Scotland. Budge Pountney, number 7, had 5 stitches and a head wound after the game against Samoa. 4 pounds a man, the advantage then for the All Blacks up front. Immediately, Scotland taking the game to the All Blacks, looking for holes up the middle. Again, some indiscipline by Scotland there. Have to show patience here, Gary Armstrong's men. Diving in over the top and giving the penalty.
Well, excellent defence here from New Zealand. There's Armstrong. He snipes the gap but holds on to the ball crucially, and Morrison, no doubt about it, penalty against Scotland.
And a good kick again then by Andrew Mehrtens.
1 in 5.
Winning his 37th cap today, just 26 years of age.
Play your mark, guys.
Quite a record against Scotland, as indeed against most of the other rugby playing countries. Anton Oliver again then, into the line out for New Zealand.
Free kick.
Free kick awarded against the New Zealand forwards. Armstrong with it quickly, in short. Scotland have to play with plenty of forward passion. And again, the kick is a good one from Gregor Townsend. Well, he showed, didn't he, Scott, he could play the kicking game against Samoa, and that's what expected of him again today.
Absolutely, and he threaded that one into the 22. Interesting enough, though, from the line out, New Zealand have problems with the communication. The noise, the atmosphere in this stadium is unbelievable.
Once again, though, it'll be a throw for the New Zealanders. Anton Oliver. Stolen by Scotland. Pountney looking to set it up. Good potty positions again from Scotland. The defence from New Zealand has to be good. Not a good pass, but again there are chances. It's Alan Tait. Ball goes loose. Little knock on though. 2 knock-ons in fact. The first from a Scottish hand. So it'll be a put-in for the New Zealanders. Mehrtens. Again, that's a long kick from the outside half, relieving the pressure on his team as he must do. Looking to douse this great passion from the Scots in the opening minutes.
Take the space.
So for the first time, it's a chance for the Scots to put into the line out. Gordon Bulloch really come back to form well in recent games for Scotland. Untidy ball though at the line at that time. Armstrong. Science on the kick. Down as far as Tana Umaga. Now to Wilson. Excellent kick by the fullback. And the back three of Wilson and the 2 wingers work so well together, don't they?
Working very well. There's good communication there from Jeff Wilson. He's a good player. He found his touch well, and I think we'll see a lot of good quality kicking today in these conditions.
Both sides there looking for the first breakthrough. Doddie Weir winning his 58th cap today for Scotland. Beautiful take. And the Scots probing for some weaknesses. Oliver goes in for the All Blacks to drive them back, but back it comes to Townsend. That's charged down. New Zealand is up very, very quickly indeed. And this time, the Scots guilty of holding it in. First penalty chance of this game will go to New Zealand.
Here's the charge down here. Townsend, Kronfeld, right on it. Armstrong comes back to save the ball. Watch him come out your shot. There's Armstrong, in he goes, collects the ball, but doesn't manage to get on his feet, and was thus penalised for not releasing the ball.
Andrew Mehrtens with his first opportunity at goal. Uncharacteristically missed 2 early on in the first game against Tonga. But since then has been right on the button. 35 points in all in the 2 games to date. Strikes it beautifully. Right down the centre. First blood then to the All Blacks. Coming from the boot of Andrew Mehrtens. And that, I'm sure, will settle down the New Zealand side. Taken by Tait Randall, the New Zealand skipper. second youngest ever skipper on the All Black side. Mehrtens again goes for the huge long kick, but it's taken by Metcalfe. There's one kilted Kiwi who loves to counter-attack. Did he knock that on? I think he did. Referee Ed Morrison just waiting for an advantage to the All Blacks. Has to call them back.
Well, a kick there from Metcalfe at fullback. He's the one who actually likes to run the ball more. But these are the conditions that Scotland are going to play, and obviously Mehrtens as well for New Zealand. Up he goes here, and the hand just knocks it on.
That's okay. Stay down.
Solid scrum for New Zealand, in danger of going around 90 degrees.
Come on, guys, let's get the ball in play.
We'll have to go down again.
Let's get the ball on the hit, okay?
Ed Morrison, the referee, just having a word with the two sets of front row forwards, making sure they're binding properly early on.
That's the back, come back.
Asking New Zealand just to go back and that's. Marshall, a little kick down the line for Umaga to chase. Metcalfe can't take it cleanly. Knock on. Scrum then to New Zealand.
Well, Metcalfe tried to take this one on the run, and there was the knock on there.
Wait, guys, wait. Watch it stop. Watch it stop.
So very promising attacking position this for New Zealand on the Scottish 10-metre line. Again, Ed Morrison just waiting until the Scots are ready.
You don't want penalties or free kicks. Wait, guys, wait.
Paul Burnell, his 52nd cap on the tight head side today. Marshall, characteristic sniping run by him on the far side. Gets a second touch too. And they're queuing up now. It's Tait Randall, the skipper, as the All Blacks move up towards the Scottish 22. That's lost though. Metcalfe up from fullback, but too much of a panic really about the Scottish play there, wanting to play it at 150 miles an hour. Still alive on the New Zealand side. Marshall to Mehrtens, the long pass. They're queuing up on the far side. Cullen, Randall, he straightens beautifully. Good support. That one forward surely, yes, to Jeff Wilson. But New Zealand at their best there.
Exciting play there from New Zealand. They took the ball into the corners first of all, and they had men over out wide. But we're going to see plenty of handling errors in this game. The ball, the conditions are extremely wet.
Defensive ball. Gary Armstrong waiting to get it away. Townsend. Ooh, that was a little lackadaisical, and the ball has gone straight to Wilson. Now to Umaga. Big, powerful winger. Puts in the kick. Cullen's up quickly. Scrum 5. Terrific play there by Christian Cullen. And the pressure really now on Scotland. Those 4 tries coming in just his second international, having scored a hat-trick against Samoa in his very first game. Big challenge for the Scottish 8s. Lomu comes in on the burst. And he's still going. In the end held up, but the All Blacks have the ball. Ed Morrison is playing an advantage here to New Zealand. Just a metre or so from the Scottish line. They burrow in again. And surely must be a try here. Handling error, Umaga. Handling error didn't matter. Tana Umaga went in at the corner for his 11th international try on his 15th international appearance.
New Zealand were really patient here. They kept the ball in the hand. Just a wee flick there from Christian Cullen. Umaga latches onto it, dives over the line. You see Marshall again. Perhaps a touch of fluke here, but maybe skill as well. But Cullen just puts Umaga in with that touch off the right hand.
And very much a talisman as far as New Zealand is concerned. They've won 13 of the 14 matches in which Tana Umaga has played up to today. .56 points. Andrew Mehrtens has scored in 3 games against Scotland before today. He's made it 5 on the night. Superb kick again. 2 out of 2 for the New Zealand outside half.
Here's Lomu taking the ball on. Now look how many Scottish defenders try and stop him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He keeps the leg strength going, but he has the presence of mind here to get the ball back. Look at him working that ball back. That's what set up the try.
Tait Randall, the New Zealand skipper, underneath it. And again, Mehrtens perfectly happy to kick from that position. Huge long kick again, putting the pressure immediately back on Scotland.
Good space,
Oh, what a start by New Zealand, Scott. Big mountain already for Scotland to climb.
Absolutely, in these conditions as well. They've harassed well. Christian Cullen put Murray under pressure right from the start there, and that's good play all round.
Bulloch towards Murray. Goes on the New Zealand side again, though. Ieremia, the first 5/8, as New Zealand call him, the inside centre. Marshall under pressure. Gives the ball away to Metcalfe. Beautifully taken. Mehrtens, lovely step that time. Wilson steaming up outside him. Wilson takes it, goes in for the corner. Second try of the night for the All Blacks. Jeff Wilson, who beat John Kirwan's record of 35 in the game against Italy, gets it up to 38. Great finish.
Mehrtens here, the awareness of space. He cuts back, he was fainted to kick. He knew the try was on right from the start. He knew Wilson was outside him. Wilson scored a hat-trick on his debut here for the All Blacks. And the flailing tackle, unfortunately, from Armstrong wasn't quite good enough. Great skill from Wilson, though.
And that is 200 points in his international career for Jeff Wilson. Man who played cricket and rugby for New Zealand before he was 20 years of age. Difficult kick this time then for Andrew Mehrtens as he attempts to maintain his 100% record. Oh, that again is quite superb. What a start to this game for New Zealand.
Well, Mehrtens is firing on all cylinders here. Look at that good space. Look at the pace for the man. He knows he's got men inside, but he uses the outside, Wilson. And Wilson's not short of a yard of pace either. Good sidestep off his right. Dots it down the corner.
Restart taken cleanly by Robin Brooke. Has passed the total of Brother Zinzan, the cap's record during this tournament. 61st cap today, 4th in the all-time New Zealand list. Metcalfe eyeing up the opportunity, but again has to kick. Wilson claiming it. And again, who's in the support position, but Mehrtens this time though goes to a Scottish hand. Gregor Townsend. That's not a good kick. Josh Kronfeld, number 7 for New Zealand, as ever, is the man to fall bravely. Marshall to Mehrtens. The interception. Scotland with a chance to get back into it then. Ball just goes out of play. But Scotland, they really need to score quickly, don't they?
They certainly do, and just intercepting the ball here. Martin Leslie takes the ball up the blind. They're trying to play rugby in these conditions, but what I'm finding here is Leslie just holds on to the ball. Judge to go forward there.
Quick ball again at the line out. Marshall again deciding to kick. Superb kick too. Spotted, I'm sure, that Metcalfe had drifted in field.
What we're finding is that New Zealand are actually kicking deep into the corners, where Scotland seem to be going for the alternative high ball, and that's just playing into Wilson's hands, and also Mehrtens there at fly half. They're linking well together.
Keep the space, Black. Skipper, keep
Doddie
the
Weir
space.
looking to get some decent possession then for the Scots. This time goes to the middle. But New Zealand are competing well at the line out. Not something that most teams do these days. Lovely break by Townsend. The support from Pountney. Has the ball knocked off his hands. And anyway, Scotland have the possession, driven back in the tackle by Umaga, but Bulloch does well. Thorne falling on the wrong side for New Zealand, but it's back on the Scotland side anyway. Townsend, long kick, Lomu back. Knock on though by the big man this time. And it doesn't matter how big you are, it's always a problem in defence.
Well, he just saw Tait coming up there, and Lomu took his eyes off the ball. And that was a better ball from Townsend there. He was kicking deep into the corners. He's put Lomu under pressure, and suddenly Scotland have got a 5-yard scrum here.
Big scrum. Big attack this for Scotland. They have to score here to get back into this game. Simpson with the pick up to Armstrong. Good second phase ball too, but it's lost in the tackle. Only temporarily. Again, Scotland set it up. This time, it's Scotland to get the penalty.
Get away, you two, get away.
And surely here, they'll go for the posts to get their first points on the board. Yes, indeed. Gary Armstrong points towards those posts. So, for the first time in this game, Kenny Logan will have a chance at the posts. Kenny Logan, 56 points so far in this competition, extending his Scotland total over 170.
What's coming? Good.
Kicked 6 out of 7 in each of the games he's played so far in this World Cup. The crowd will tell you that was another successful one. So very importantly for Scotland, they have some points on the board. New Zealand's lead 17 points to 3. Jim Telfer on the left, in the front, the Scottish coach, possibly his last charge in game, certainly his last game in charge here at Murrayfield.
Format getting back, number 5.
Mehrtens again going long and deep. And that'll be a dropout on the 22. New Zealand tactic again clear, sending Scotland back deep into their own territory. And the danger, of course, for the Scots is to give the ball away from this position. It's lofted up straight to Lomu. Wilson in support of him again. Very unequal struggle indeed for Cammy Murray. Gets good support though from his teammates. Jonah Lomu with an advantage of 7.5 inches and 5.5 stone over the diminutive Murray.
Well, I thought Murray did very well there, held in the tackle, but look at the orange shirts round Lomu there. And certainly the cheers from the stadium echo some great tackle.
Bulloch into the line for Scotland. Not a good throw though.
Carry on, keep playing. You've had your advantage.
The drive is by Oliver then for New Zealand as they find some holes in the Scottish defence. Simpson gets in with a tackle for Scotland, but his opposite number, Randall, gets it away. Ieremia. Mehrtens his kick. Metcalfe seemed to take an awful long time to get over there. Then lost the ball. Tidied up by Kenny Logan.
Ball was lost forward.
Ed Morrison will bring them back for the first little knock on there by Glen Metcalfe. Great for Waikato in New Zealand. Qualifies through a maternal grandmother from Glasgow. There's Glen Metcalfe. Ed Morrison just checking on the time gone.
Yeah.
Just waiting there for Paul Burnell to tie his shoelace. Alama propping against Carl Hopt on this side for New Zealand. Young man from Otago winning his 12th cap today. Marshall checks on the position of Mehrtens. Umaga poised to come in on the dummy, in fact. But the possession is there again. So much time. It's Maxwell. New Zealand with all the time in the world. Simpson, though, through, but Ed Morrison is again playing an advantage to New Zealand. Paul Burnell, in fact, I think the man penalised for offside. Not retreating from his offside position, Paul Burnell. That's the decision by Ed Morrison. So here's a straightforward shot in front of the post, then again for Andrew Mehrtens. The rain still falling steadily, but doing nothing to affect the accuracy of this young man. Waste no time at all. It is successful. And Scotland, New Zealand rather, have extended their lead over Scotland to 20 points to 3. Now the Scots have to do something about this position. They have to change something. New Zealand very much in the driving seat at the moment.
No, he's okay.
Marshall again finding Mehrtens easily. Again, it's the huge long punt downfield by Mehrtens. Now, was there a knock on by Kenny Logan? Nope, Ed Morrison happy with it.
Go back for the knock.
No, indeed. He has, in fact, taken them all the way back. Gave no indication, first of all, he was about to do so, but yep, that was a knock on by Logan.
Well, it's Scotland's errors that are actually allowing New Zealand to get such an early grip on this game. We've seen Metcalfe spill the ball. From that, the penalty came, and it's really these errors are costing Scotland dearly.
Well, they cost Wales dearly yesterday, England dearly today. Southern Hemisphere sides right in the driving seats. Poor pass, Mehrtens looking for the drop goal. Had to snatch at it though. And we've seen already this weekend the superb professionalism of the Southern Hemisphere sides. Very tight indeed on defence, tactically so superbly sound. Mehrtens eyeing up the options and then brings in Umaga. Good tackle that time. But Scotland guilty of going over the top. The third man in, not staying on his feet. Budge Pountney, man who qualifies for Scotland through a grandmother born in the Channel Islands. And again, Mehrtens with unerring accuracy. Making sure it's all kept very tight indeed. 20 points to 3 New Zealand lead. And Robin Brooke waits. There's his second row partner, Norm Maxwell. Goes to Brooke in the middle. The ruck set up superbly too by New Zealand. Mehrtens. That is an enormous testing kick for Glen Metcalfe. Big danger here. Armstrong wants to slip it to Logan. Scotland just a metre out from their own line. And again, committing the cardinal sin of another basic error.
Well, Logan here's got plenty of time to go onto his left foot and clear for touch, but you know, they're just committing harry-carry here, and he's been pinned here, and that's a New Zealand 5-yard scrum.
Now then, very interestingly, Jonah Lomu, watch him, number 11, is joining in this scrum in the number 8 position. There he is. Marshall picks up. Support was just a little slow, but here he comes now. Mehrtens plays scrum half. Tain Randall straightening up in the shadow of the posts. Bulloch, good passing. Cullen, oh, that's a challenge and a half by Gregor Townsend. It was a turnover anyway for Scotland, but an offside anyway against the All Blacks. What a big hit by Gregor.
Well, the feature of the modern game is now the big hit. Watch Townsend there and spins his man Cullen, and that's where the turnover ball came from. Look at this, good solid tackle. Turns Cullen there. Scotland were able to regain the ball in possession.
And Gregor Townsend, man who now plies his trade at Brive in France. Such a great try scorer, but having to play a totally different game for Scotland in this competition.
Okay.
Bulloch, taken by Scott Murray. Scotland's player of the year last season. Now playing with Saracens in London. Armstrong, another Anglo, goes for Newcastle. That's a badly judged kick though by the skipper. Out on the full. They'll come back downfield for the line out to New Zealand.
I think 2 gone.
Anton Oliver throwing into the line out. The son of the great Frank Oliver. Second row stalwart for New Zealand. He joins them all. Gronfeldt, number 7, working superbly in there too. But a bit of an obstruction in there by the All Blacks, standing in front of the man with the ball. Scotland coming away with it. Good handling. Pountney again in the move. He's having a good work up. Here he is. Possession at last for Scotland. Bulloch. New Zealand having to tackle well, but still the Scots are moving forward. This is more like it. Townsend picking a space for Tait. Lomu's going back. Wilson there under great pressure. Ed Morrison playing an advantage to Scotland. Coming away. Again on the charge go the Scots. Pountney's in there again. Armstrong flicks it back inside. Again, the tackling was good by New Zealand. But back again come the Scots. Ball was not forward though from the Scottish hand. Scrum to Scotland. Well, it's a shame as far as Scotland are concerned, they couldn't finish that off.
Well, awesome defence there from the New Zealanders. It's actually the pick and drive tactic that seems to be causing problems on that New Zealand defence, but they were game and they were up for the task to defeat the Scots there. But good body positions by the Scottish forwards there. They recycle ball, and that's the type of game they're going to have to play if they're going to get into this game. Wonderful, wonderful chip here. Tait again puts pressure on Lomu. Lomu just hinted a knock on there, and the Scots are first onto the ball.
Yeah, it's a long way down, isn't it, from up there? And it's difficult for any tall man in that position. Lovely kick by Gregor Townsend.
Come back, please. Come back, Scots.
Game resumes though with the scrum to New Zealand. Ed Morrison not quite ready. Now he is.
Get off him! Get off him!
Martin Leslie, flank forward, complaining about something there. Oh! Mehrtens for once in trouble, but gets out of it. And finds a safe touch. But it just shows how difficult these conditions are, Scott.
Mehrtens is such a classy player, though. He had the presence of mind to beat 2 men there and clear for touch, and he's the difference on the game today.
Hold it. Okay.
The crowd, though, really now getting into good voice. This is a key period of the game. Scotland must score here to get back into it. Scott Murray and Doddie Weir, the two main line-out men for Gordon Bulloch. Poor throw though. And Tait Randall, the skipper, can tidy it up for New Zealand. Plenty of time for Marshall to relieve the pressure again on the New Zealand side. And we saw it from Wales yesterday, we saw it on occasion from England today. You must have accurate throws at the line out to maintain possession at this level of rugby. Scotland this time do it well. It's back again for Doddie Weir to Townsend. Lovely jinking run. Support from Murray is back inside. It was Pountney. Bulloch. It was in fact Weir. Now a chance for Scotland on the far side. 10 big tackles going in from the New Zealanders. Armstrong. Scotland unable to take the ball cleanly. Again, Ned Morrison waiting for an advantage to the All Blacks. It's not going to come back there though.
Ball was thrown forward in the first place by Orange.
So it was a throw forward by Scotland, a knock on, scrum to Scotland. Well, that really doesn't tell the story of the game, does it? Only 56% possession for the All Blacks, but very, very much in the driving seat.
Now we're okay. Going the ball, Gary. Come on, let's get the ball.
It's gone around 90 degrees again.
Got some money on the table. Square, please.
Ed Morrison asking the two packs to get the ball back into play as quickly as possible. Randall just controlling it for Marshall, under pressure. Ieremia, the inside centre, joins in to help out. Scotland guilty of not rolling away from the tackle position.
Roll away, please. Don't lie on it.
Wonderful sniping work here for Armstrong, but look at the repossession there. Gathers away. And this is where Morrison's talking about. The Scotland players aren't rolling away from the tackle situation, and he's penalised them accordingly.
And so Ieremia going in there too. The centres having to do so much of the work of the old-fashioned flanker, aren't they?
Well, there was almost a mistake there, and look how quickly New Zealand actually cleaned up. And this is where Scotland haven't. They haven't cleaned up when there's been an error, an unforced error.
Again, the throw-in is on the New Zealand side to Maxwell. Again, they're looking for holes there. And the Scottish rear guard. Randall Tait working hard in there. Finally, Brooke goes to ground, creating the ruck, and it's loose for Lomu to come in from the left wing. Huge run again by the big man. Options on both sides here for New Zealand. Cullen, the switch to Umaga. Tackling by Scotland, good for the moment, but the possession is there again. Mehrtens. Ieremia standing up well in the tackle. The ball's gone forward. Well, it could be an advantage, but it could have been an advantage to Scotland.
Let's all be quiet, guys.
Man on the deck, Josh Kronfeld, that characteristic headgear.
That's your mark, guys.
Pushing up now then towards the all-time New Zealand flankers record. But Michael Jones with 49, he's got 45 now. The ball is stolen again by New Zealand. Just outside the Scotland 22. Hodge goes to play scrum half. That's a deft little pass. Mehrtens, the half break. And Scotland again. Had the chance of getting it away. But in fact, it was lost forward off the black hand there. But there's so much pressure coming from the All Blacks.
You okay, Tait?
You have to admire, Scott, the way they approach these games. Tactically spot on, aren't they?
Absolutely, they've kicked well into the corners there. But again, this man Mehrtens, he's the one that's turning this game so far. Just caught in the tackle there. Lucky to get away with it, but the ball was adjudged to being knocked on there. But No, Andrew Mehrtens for me is the player on the park at the moment. He's changing the game so well, but when he's got somebody like Kronfeld living out his pocket to help him clear up, it just makes such a difference. And a great service, of course, from Marshall.
Andrew Mehrtens, actually born in South Africa, from an All Black family.
Okay,
His father was a junior All Black.
That's the mark. Scottish ball.
So getting ready to resume with a scrum to Scotland. A couple of minutes of injury time to be played. Big pressure on that Scottish front row, but Paul Burnell on this tight head side, a renowned scrummager. Plenty of time for Jeff Wilson. Scotland not quite sure for the moment who is going to take it, but in the end, Townsend does. Back inside. Bulloch takes it on for Scotland. Up to the New Zealand 10-metre line. It's there again for Armstrong and Townsend. Oh. Again, losing concentration, Gregor Townsend. I think he had his mind on something that was going to happen about 10 seconds hence, instead of concentrating and holding onto the ball.
Watch Townsend's eyes here. He just comes off the ball. He didn't even have his eyes and his hands in coordination there. And there was the knock-on. Pity about that from as a good attacking platform that he set up initially.
Wait. Engage.
Jeff Wilson, 15 on the open side. Andrew Mehrtens on this blind side. Maybe, I think, because Mehrtens is still recovering from that knock.
Stay still.
Wilson going to play in the outside half position. Hanging up nicely as well as far as he's concerned. Good clearance kick though by Scotland. And full back Metcalfe. New Zealand leading 20 points to 3 as we come up to half time. Tries by Umaga and Wilson.
We're coming in, Scotland. Can you take a one, please?
Difficult conditions these four-liner jumpers and for throwers. Slippery ball. Off the top again for New Zealand. Randall. Lovely short pass to Ieremia. Plenty of patience again. The New Zealand forwards happy to lay the ball, leave the ball there for the ruck. Switch back inside again to Randall. Marshall in the move. As New Zealand look for their third try just before half-time. Mehrtens. It's hot now, straightening it up.
Get away, Scotland!
Deep into Scotland's 22. Robin Brooke, the 1-2. There are men over on the far side. Cullen feeds it to Umaga. Tana Umanga's second try of this game. His 12th in international rugby, winning his 15th cap today. And the man from Wellington once again extends New Zealand's lead.
This was great handling here, wasn't it, from New Zealand? Marshall with the overhead basketball type pass. Watch that deft little play there from Wilson. And then Cullen just draws his man on a 2-on-1 here. Umaga's hitting the ball at pace there. It looks so simple in such treacherous conditions, but they've got great class, these New Zealanders.
How long you make, Tait?
There is a sad sight though on the field potentially as far as New Zealand are concerned. Andrew Mehrtens in some trouble. Jeff Wilson has moved to take over the kicking duties.
Speed up, John. Get slow in your old age.
But New Zealand now will have 10 minutes to decide whether Andrew Mehrtens can continue after Tana Umanga's try. The try earlier in this game, taking him over the 200-point mark for his country. Wilson, not as accurate in his kicking though as Mehrtens, but that's 5 more points, 2 tries in this first half for Tana Umaga. Another for Jeff Wilson. And the New Zealanders very much in control in this game, leading at half-time by 25 points to 3.
I think you're the first Maori I met in my life. Matua Parkinson
They say I'm the most handsomest one too, but that's all right.
and Carlos Spencer
I don't know where to start.
are looking for adventure and lost in France.
They're in Spain now, boys. Are we? Yeah.
Discovering new sports,
Fastest ball game in the world.
culture, and Kai.
Bro, it is unbelievable.
The Māori boys have found the fork.
Lost in France. Tonight, Sky Sport 1.
On the field for New Zealand at the start of this second half comes Tony Brown, the replacement for Andrew Mehrtens. Winning his 8th cap, the man from Otago actually scored 36 points in the victory over Italy. What a replacement to have in your lineup. Ed Morrison just checking both sides are ready. "40 minutes to go then in the clash between the World Cup favourites and the Five Nations champions. At the moment, the side from down under well in control, 25 points to 3 in the lead. And Scotland really have to do something drastic to get back into this game. So what do you think Jim Telfer will have told them at half-time, Scott?
I think they've just got to stay patient. They've had a lot of pressure in the game, and unfortunately they've got no points from it. You know, and this is where New Zealand have been so good on the ball. They've had patience, they've had consistency, they've waited for the opportunity to take the score, and bang, and it's come.
First line out of the second half will be a throw for Anton Oliver of New Zealand. Misdirected that time though. Chance immediately for Scotland to set up an attacking position. Armstrong to Townsend, kicking again for position over the head of Tana Umaga. That's more like it as far as Gregor, Townsend and Scotland are concerned.
This is the type of tactic we're looking from Scotland in the first half. It was to drill the ball into the corners rather than the high ball, for which New Zealand have profited so handsomely in this game. That's good pressure.
Now the Scots will look for some competition at the lineouts. Doddie Weir at the front goes over his head. Murray challenges, but it's back for Marshall. Long pass for Ieremia. And a safe kick to touch from Alama Ieremia. The news from the dressing room is that Andrew Mehrtens had a knock on the knee in the first half. And obviously, the way things are at the moment, it was better for New Zealand to rest him than the semi-final coming up. Scrappy line up this time.
You two get away. Ball's knocked forward. Orange ball in 15.
Knocked on by New Zealand. So scrum to Scotland.
Hey, you two, stay away. Wait till I say, wait.
Tom Smith, the prop on this side for Scotland.
Quicker, please, Orange. Come back, blacks.
Played in all 3 tests for the British Lions in their victorious series over South Africa, prompting against one of the tallest props in world rugby, in Craig Dowd. Dowd, who's forced his way into this side during this competition. It had been an all-Otago lineup, replacing the former all-Auckland lineup, Dowd, Fitzpatrick and Brown. Back row move from Scotland. Bringing in Cammy Murray from the right wing. Bit of innovation this time for the Scots. They really do need a bright start to this second half. Oliver up very quickly, and Brook on the tackle position though.
Let it come.
Scotland again driving on well. Good protection for the ball that time. Really having to show patience in this position. There'd been a knock on anyway. Right start to the second half by Townsend then.
Well, this is where New Zealand aren't making the mistakes. The mistake there from Townsend, they weren't patient on the ball. It was a bit hurried from the base of the ruck, and that was a result in scrum.
New Zealanders have again split their three-quarter line. Brown, a la Mehrtens in the first half, drilling in the kick. Not as tall and as strong as Andrew Mehrtens, but into the bit of a breeze there, does well enough, taking play up to halfway. Bulloch goes for the back towards Scott Murray, does well. Bulloch coming around, surely offside there by New Zealand. Budge Pountney takes on. Zed Morrison plays an advantage to Scotland. Smith leaves it. That, unfortunately for the Scots, well, they're getting in the way of each other there. But anyway, Robin Brooke had to be penalised.
Behind the rear feet, please. Twice number 5.
Vastly experienced second row forward, Robin Brooke. Townsend gets a safe touch. Now Scotland need to build from here. Good quick line-out ball first of all. Scotland cutting the line out. Off the top from Doddie Weir. Townsend. Pountney. Men on this side for Scotland, bringing in Murray. Good hands too from Scott Murray, the second row forwards. Townsend. Big tackle.
On his feet, on his feet.
And there's a turnover for New Zealand. Randall to Ieremia. Well, poor handling that time by New Zealand. Lomu tidies up front fence there to Ieremia. Shows good strength. The hack on. Still problems for Scotland as Cullen charges through.
Legs up.
Hands up though on the far side. The ball out to play. Chris Cullen's so quick and sharp.
Good space, one. Get the space.
No way Kenny Logan could connect with that one.
Gregor. Have a good look, guys.
Logan back then in his left wing position. Robin Brooke, one of the main line-out candidates. And tidy ball again for New Zealand. Again, there'd been a little nudge forward.
Not forward, scrummage.
So certainly the Scots are competing well at the line-out, putting pressure on Brooke and Maxwell. In that position, the throwing in has to be very accurate.
Wait till I say wait. Now engage. You'll be quicker, Blacks. Next time is a free kick. Right. Engage.
Scrum finally able to go down. Quick strike by Gordon Bulloch for Scotland. Armstrong keeps the ball alive. Wilson up from fullback. Can't take it though. Lomu dares the Scots to come onto him.
There it is.
Now, has he made the ball available for his sides? He certainly has. Brown. Ball not quite sitting up for Glen Metcalfe. Again, a poor kick from the Scotland fullback. And Brown can launch another attack. In fact, Marshall puts up the kick. Townsend. That's a huge kick by Gregor Townsend over the head of Jonah Lomu. Nothing the man could do about that. So at last, Gregor Townsend lifting this crowd. Scotland still trailing by the half-time score. 25 points to 3. They must get points on the board immediately. Won by Scotland. Townsend. The second phase ball is there. This is better for Scotland. Armstrong held up. Bulloch goes to play scrum half.
Get away, get away. Leave him. Leave him.
Townsend goes to the drop goal. Well, on this day of drop goals, Gregor Townsend gets his 6th of his international career. First points of the second half to Scotland.
Weir with a pass there. Townsend drops. It was slow ball there from the phase ball. And as a result, Townsend's only got one option, really. And he pots the 3 points. So that's the pressure that's turned into points. And that's what Scotland were lacking in the first half. They've started correctly in the second.
Still a huge task facing the Scots. 19 points, the leading margin at the moment. Townsend needs to send this one again a long way. Beautifully taken that time by Lomu. Now to Wilson. Umaga. Back three involved in the move from the back. Just the ankle tap for Umaga, allowed to continue. Knocked down by Budge Pountney. Deliberate knock on. Must have been by the Scotland man.
Well, let's watch the replay there. Did that ball go forward? I don't think so.
I think you're right.
Come on, guys, come on.
Scotland certainly not getting the luck of the bounce that time, or the break. Brown again into the strong winds, unable to gain a great distance. But again, it'll be the throw for New Zealand at the line-outs. Thorne. Hot does the straightening up work. Finally, the ball goes to ground. The pick-up, the athletic run by Robin Brock. Now it's taken on by Dowd. So many options here for New Zealand. Cullen. Scottish tackling was good. And there's a turnover. Ed Morrison playing all the while, an advantage to Scotland. That was good defence from Scotland.
Very solid defence there from Alan Tait and Jamie Weir on the inside as well. They're working well as a unit in the midfield.
Defensive ball for Scotland then at the set scrum. Taken against the head by New Zealand. Ieremia to Brown to Lomu. Lost it going over. Looked to be a certain try for Jonah Lomu. Not to be.
Well, we talk about concentration from the New Zealand camp, but watch Cameron Murray here. He takes Lomu, curls him over. Excellent defence there from the winger. He'll dine out in that one for the rest of the year.
Quicker, please. Quicker, please.
Still a difficult position for Scotland to defend.
Wait, you're not square.
Just 5 metres or so out from their try line. Armstrong feeds.
Get off him.
And the skipper with a kick downfield, but it's going straight to Lomu. Now for the charge. Thumps off Cameron Murray that time. And the ball is there again for the All Blacks. Brown. The kick to the corner. Cullen's coming up at pace. In the end, though, an easy touchdown for Glen Metcalfe. What a great sight that time then. Jonah Lomu in full flight. But New Zealand couldn't quite finish it off. Quickly taken by Townsend. Pountney in good support. Man from Northampton, a careless pass. Lucky there to find Cameron Murray. Scotland up to their own 10-metre line. All Blacks this time coming through in an offside position. Then Murray gets up slowly. And Scotland about to bring on a replacement, I think. Stuart Bryan is waiting to come on. In the meantime, though, it's Brown with another long kick into the 22. Scotland allowing the ball to bounce, skidding into touch. Stuart Grimes and George Graham, we believe, about to come on for Scotland. As Bulloch puts in to Doddie Weir. Bit of a push in the line at that time, though, by New Zealand.
Get your hands down, five.
And I think the next time the ball goes dead, Scotland will bring on their replacements. Coming off, Doddie, Weir and Paul Burnell. Stuart Grimes and George Graham coming onto the field. Difficult ball from that line out for Gary Armstrong.
Just a little knock on Scotland. Black ball.
So the game will resume with the scrum to the All Blacks.
Wait. Engage.
Almost 15 minutes played in the second half. 25 points to 6 New Zealand lead. Kick down the line from Marshall for Umaga. Metcalfe in trouble. Brave fall on the ball, in fact, by Scotland, but Kronfeldt was penalised anyway. The open side flanker for New Zealand.
Excellent chip there, but Logan under pressure. Metcalfe gathers. And although Kronfeldt was there, you see number 7, Kronfeldt, over the top. Scotland get the penalty.
Kick is sliced out to Tait Randall. And from deep, New Zealand can again attack. It's Lomu. Tremendous pace. Finally brought to ground to the great cheers of the crowd at Murrayfield. Again, though, New Zealand have the possession. Brown, Ieremia, the kick into space. Scrambled away by Scotland.
Well, here's Lomu here. He's such a powerful man, but that was an excellent tackle there by Metcalfe. He holds on.
There might well be another chance for Lomu shortly. New Zealand have the put in at the lineouts, making full use of all 15 players in this game. New Zealand. Anton Oliver prepares to put into the lineout. Norm Maxwell. Once again, it's a poor throw though, and Scotland can come away. Umaga this time has to turn. Wilson in support of him as ever. Not many options though for Jeff Wilson that time. The All Black forwards back though in time. Brown to Randall, to Lomu. Again creating valuable seconds for his team to regroup. Brown takes a bit of a high knock. Murray bundled over by Kronfeldt. In the end, the New Zealanders knocking it forward.
Oh, a high tackle coming in there from Alan Tait there. I don't know if that was spotted by the referee, the touch judge.
Alan Tait. It's interfered, of course, in the Rugby League. Tom Smith okay again for Scotland. As the rain comes down. Only points of the second half to date then come from Scotland. Just the one take against the head. A bit of a ricochet, I think. Armstrong. Wilson back with Lomu in support. Falls for the mark. Plenty of time for the New Zealand fullback. Just waiting until his teammates are behind the ball. Again, finding it difficult to get much length on his kick.
Wilson's such a great man under this high ball. Look at him. Concentration, hands open, calls for the mark. Wonderful play. Again, it's scrappy ball at the line out. Good fall by Scotland.
Townsend. Again, the second phase ball is quick for Scotland. How can they spread it? Little kick into space by Townsend. It's going over the try line though.
Okay.
Brown into the huge open spaces. But Townsend. Scotland definitely needs some inspiration from their number 10. No inspiration there at all. Scotland again giving the ball away. And here's a chance, Umaga. Powerful running by the right winger. Just two men over here for the All Blacks. And that time, the kick by Tony Brown. A little too long.
Number 2, Black.
Another replacement coming on. Substitution as we have a look at Umaga's run again.
Umaga's got a great step here, but good support there from Thorne. And Mike Umaga, he's such an exciting runner. Tana Umaga, sorry. Such an exciting runner.
Change of hooker for New Zealand.
Not straight enough.
That ball not straight
Offside.
into the line out.
15.
Scrum to New Zealand.
Just a number of errors creeping in here into Scotland's game. First of all from
Wait,
Townsend,
wait.
and we've had a couple of errors off the line out there
Just
from
wait
Bulloch.
there. Wait. Now engage.
Mark Hammett's strike. His first is a good one. Brown to Ieremia. Standing up tall, looking for the support. Who's there? But Brunfeld. Out to Lomu. Going the long way around, but it's easy. Jonah Lomu with his 6th try of this World Cup. And that was so easy.
Well, for a man mountain, this guy can shift. But look at this, Brown into Ieremia. And who's there? Cronfeld. Look at this spin pass there from Cronfeld. And no doubt about it, look at the pace of Lomu. He's such an exciting runner when he gets going. Real confidence there as he rounded, first of all, Murray. Took him on the outside and had the pace and the skill to also beat Metcalfe at number 15.
24 international tries now then for Jonah Lomu. This is 36th game. First kick for Tony Brown, replaced Andrew Mehrtens at half-time, of course. Off the post.
Here we see the wee switch play here. Cronfeld then pops up. He spins the pass. Will Cullen called this big fella a freak? He's no freak. He's a supreme athlete. And what a wonderful, wonderful try there from Jonah Lomu.
Keep going. Doing great.
Another replacement on the New Zealand side. We'll see him shortly, number 20, Ian Jones. And it's to Umaga. Finds an ally in Ieremia, but there's a turnover. We're handling error that time by New Zealand. Ian Jones, here he is then, winning his 79th cap today, second only to Sean Fitzpatrick in the all-time caps list for New Zealand.
Stay by my row.
Scotland deciding through Martin Leslie on the back row move. Nothing definite though about the way the Scots are doing it at the moment.
It's okay, it's out. Your feet now. Let it go.
Hammett, the replacement hooker, in there working hard for New Zealand. Offside decision.
New Zealand are so comfortable on the ball, and yet when Scotland are attacking there, they put them under so much pressure with the big tackles, and that's the unforced error.
Don't kick the ball away, guys.
Very high number of errors indeed by New Zealand recorded there. But their full value for their 30 points to 6 lead. The runs failed to find touch. Hammy Murray. He's had a bright World Cup for Scotland. Armstrong arrives to Townsend. To Tait. Simpson. The other kilted Kiwi. Offside again. This time it's Robin Brooke for New Zealand.
3 times I've called you offside.
A yellow card too for Robin Brooke. Having been warned for the 3rd time, says Ed Morrison. One more and he'll be off the field. Townsend finds a position down inside the All Black 22. Huge roar goes up from this big crowd at Murrayfield. But Scotland have a huge mountain to climb. Grimes and Murray. Bulloch goes in from hooker to recapture the ball. It's there again for Armstrong. Short ball given away though. Ed Morrison waiting for an advantage to New Zealand. He's still playing it. We'll bring them back now. Huge long advantage given by Ed Morrison there.
The advantage was given, and as a result, you know, Marshall was still looking to move the ball. He wanted to play the advantage, but yet again, another handling error into Scotland's game.
Jim Telfer's swan song then, this would appear to be. Brown's kick is taken by Logan. Umaga up on him. Hammett, number 22, also. Scotland straighting up in centre field. Head back well too. Now Townsend. Poor tackling for once there by New Zealand. Great chance for Scotland. Pountney 7 is there, picked up and drives. Again, Scotland are in this time, are they? Don't think the ball is down. Still available. Short to Simpson. Again, the tackling from the All Blacks is good. Scotland again with a drive. Surely they must finish this off. To the great cheers of the home crowd. Ed Morrison's hand goes up. Budge Pountney, the flanker from Northampton, gets Scotland's first try of this game.
Well, for once, Scotland stayed patient on the ball. The driving play here. Well, I reckon they burrowed underneath the try line to go over. But there's Pountney driving there, and the ball's just dotted down amongst the bodies. But Scotland had the possession on 4 or 5 occasions. They stayed very solid on the ball. They drove over the line there. Good presence of mind to go over, and Ed Morrison perfectly positioned there to award the try to Budge Pountney.
Budge Pountney's first international try for his country. But surely it's come too late in this game for Scotland. And Logan just had the one penalty shot in the first half. Another example of the great discipline of the New Zealand team. Good kick by the Scottish left winger. And they reduce New Zealand's lead to 30 points to 30.
Well, it was Logan's initial intrusion that set up this series of rucks and mauls. But here we see a good camera angle here as Pountney picks up. He's the one who continues to drive over the line. And Ed Morrison right there, the referee, to award the try.
Another replacement on the Scottish side. Rob Russell at hooker. Coming on for Gordon Bulloch. Ronfeld first in again for the All Blacks. Marshall, the halfback with a drive. The All Blacks immediately back into this game. Robin Brooke sets it up. It's there again for Marshall. They're going up on the far side. Ball reaches Lomu. Standing up in the tackle again. Turnover though. Ball lost by the All Blacks. Hacked downfield by Scotland. Lomu does well. Down and up. Then to Cullen. Taken out in midfield. Scotty, the New Zealand forwards won't thank him for that. Having to trudge all the way back. But it's the All Blacks who will get the foot in at the set scrum.
Well, Cullen's an electric runner there, but the defence is up. Tait there rolls his man over. A bit unfortunate not to get the put in, but
Let's get square.
the ball then falls in.
Now engage. Come on, boys, that's twice now, both sides. You're not tired yet. Engage.
Ed Morrison asking the two front rows to go down again. Marshall to Brown. Cullen was ahead of him, I think, that time. Redpath decides not to catch it. Never a good idea, really. All Blacks up quickly on the Scotland man, but the Scots managed to hold on to the possession. Poor kick, though, again by Gregor Townsend.
You just feel if Scotland just had a little bit more presence of mind, a little bit more calmness there. You know, first of all, it was Metcalfe who made the error, and that was another unforced error there from Townsend. And just a little bit of solidity there would have some control in the game.
Daryl Gibson, latest man waiting to come on for New Zealand. Tana Umaga seemed to be the man to come off, and I think he's okay. Hammett into the lineouts for New Zealand. Simpson, number 8, working hard in there for Scotland. Robin Brook too for New Zealand. Good body positions again from the All Blacks as they drive on. Up to Scotland's 22. Finally released to Brown. Missing out a couple of players now then. Is that ball knocked on? It was. Two tries for Tana Umaga in the first half.
Well, the rain's chucking it down here. Umaga cuddles it and knocks it on. It must be like a bar of soap, that particular ball.
Let him square, come off. Right there. I had a problem yet. You two, your arm comes up over it, you know where to go. Okay, wait. Wait.
Again, Ed Morrison has a word with the two front rows. In the end, free kick against the All Blacks, quickly taken by Armstrong. Logan with a pickup. Taken out, though, by Christian Cullen.
Don't mess about, guys, quicker.
Good pick up by Logan, but watch this tackle by Cullen. In he goes, holds the man up and drives him out. Great tackle there.
Benny Logan for the moment off the field, coming back on now though. Some problems for New Zealand at that line out. Townsend, heavily run by Weir. Good support too this time by Scotland. Smith with a pick up and drive. Armstrong to Townsend. Poor pass again. Cameron Murray, no chance at all there. Still it's there for Armstrong. Plenty of guts as ever about the Scottish performance. Not enough of a pattern though, really throughout this game. New Zealand had the match won really in the first half. Taking their foot off the gas maybe a little in this second half. And a clever little kick through by Alan Tait. Line out for Scotland. Deep in New Zealand territory.
Well, it was the pick and drive by the Scotland forwards that set up good possession, and when they ran out of players, Tait had the wise head of just sticking the ball along the line. And Scotland have actually put New Zealand under pressure in the lineouts, and they'll be looking to gain from here.
Number 1, please, Black.
Again, the All Blacks rather warming up for replacements. Here's Muse, comes on in the front row. In place of Carl Hoft, his Otago teammate. Ball off the top that time by Ian Jones. Scotland putting good pressure on the All Blacks. Hammett's coming away.
Let it come!
Marshall. Logan just keeps it in play. And that one's going to drift out on the fall. So the All Blacks can move again very happily, as far as they're concerned, back into Scottish territory. 50 points to 3. With 5 minutes to go. Here's Muse, who actually started off in the first choice New Zealand lineup. Then replaced by Craig Dowd for an injury against Tonga. Hasn't been able to get his place back. Jones again. Randall keeping it alive. Brown, nice change of angle. Not held. Allowed to continue. Options again on both sides. For New Zealand as Dowd goes straight down the middle.
It's okay, he's on his feet.
Potential turnover though for Scotland. There's 2 men out there though. Murray with it all to do. The kick can chase downfield. Back goes Jonah Lomu. Difficult ball for him to take. Now, was Cullen onside then? He was, decides Ed Morrison. And New Zealand can go all the way. Oh. Just thrown forward though. Ed Morrison waiting for an advantage to Scotland. But the sheer pace of Christian Cullen getting away that time.
Oh, both centres there. Alan Tait was chasing the ball superbly well. He didn't quite get the boot to it. But look at this pick up by Cullen. And then he's off. He's like an electric eel, this guy. He's got a great step off his right foot. But he takes the angle here. He wanted to go the way, but look at Kronfeld there in support. But a good covering tackle there by Metcalfe.
Tana Umaga, having scored 2 tries in the first half, finally forced to leave the field. Carol Gibson, the latest replacement. Ieremia on the short burst for Scotland. Stolen again though by New Zealand. Marshall weaving patterns. Cullen straightening up. First touch for Gibson. It was almost a try-scoring chance. But a little bit of accidental offside. The New Zealanders running into their own men. Three minutes to go.
Wait till I say.
Ruben Thorne at number 6. Backing down on this side and flank forward then for New Zealand. Martin Leslie, the number 6 for Scotland. Fair to say, I haven't seen much of him today. Armstrong's kick will just about clear the touchline. As ever, he's done a lot of hard work, Gary Armstrong.
Good 10, Orange.
It's always been a big struggle for his men, though. Ian Jones, who will be joining Gloucester in the Allied Dunbar in England at the end of this tournament. Beautiful take by Jones.
Get away!
He smooths replacement prop in there. Marshall pumps it up for Hammett. New Zealand looking for another try to round it all off. Brown. Tackling was solid from Scotland. And the Scots going in over the top. What will be the All Black decision here? Sure, they'd love a second try in this second half. They're going to run it. Lining up on the far side in the set piece move. They've split in fact two ways. Lomu immediately behind. He's a decoy runner though.
Guys.
New Zealand just a few metres out. Randall the skipper.
Let it come.
Burrowing in. Just short of the line. New Zealand almost there.
Oh, it wasn't a knock-off.
Out to Wilson. Surely he can't get that. Nope. Held up short. No way that ball was going to come out. It was a maul. So it'll be Scotland's put in at the scrum.
Well, Cameron Murray there with another excellent tackle there on Jeff Wilson. And the good thing about Murray there was he turned his man, kept him upright, and Scotland were awarded with the foot in at the scrum.
Still big pressure for the Scots right on their own line. Scrum pretty solid. Pressure though. And Barry Armstrong charged down by Reuben Thorne with the ball going over the dead ball line.
Well, a lot of pressure here on Armstrong there. The charge down there from Thorne. As the ball goes out of play, Scotland are awarded then the 22 as a result of that ball going touch and goal.
Time almost up then at the end of this game. 30 points to 3, New Zealand leads. Another victory for the Southern Hemisphere. Australia and South Africa already with victories over the home nations. As this is going to be a consolation score, is it for Martin Leslie? Hasn't got the pace himself, but the support is there. Cammy Murray. Now then, if anybody deserves something from this game, it's little Cammy Murray. His third try of this World Cup. Having had to mark Jonah Lomu all the way through. Lovely way for the youngster from Hoyt to finish.
Well, Scotland never get up. If you see the angle here there from Darryl Gibson, wonderfully intercepted by Leslie. Has the presence of mind though to throw the overhead pass. And look at this outrageous dummy from Murray. He skips over. He's played well today, Cameron Murray. He'll be delighted about that. Typical of the Fighting Scots, just to come back at the end there.
Cammy Murray's 6th international try. Something for the home supporters to cheer at the end of this game. Just the 2 lone attempts by Kenny Logan in this game. We're looking to add the extra points to Cammy Murray's try. Just strips wide of the posts. And that is the last piece of action in this game. New Zealand running out comfortable winners by 30 points to 18. Jeff Wilson at fullback celebrating his 26th birthday. Cameron Murray finishes it off in style for Scotland. That is the swan song as far as Jim Telfer is concerned as Scotland coach. Ian McGeechan will now take over. Jonah Lomu again on the score sheets. Good display too in the centre by Ieremia for New Zealand. At the end, New Zealand have been too strong once again. They've beaten Scotland by 30 points to 30. So, Scott, they're going to take some beating in this competition, aren't they?
Yeah, it was an all-round classy performance there from New Zealand. But the foundations were laid in the first half, though, with Mehrtens controlling things so well kicking deep into the corners, and he had some wonderful players, the likes of Cullen, Lomu, and obviously Wilson as well. Cronfeld was everywhere today. His linkage to set up Lomu for his try was one of the best moments of the game.
A crowd of 59,757 today, and at last an atmosphere at Murrayfield worthy of the occasion.
Absolutely, it was a pleasure and honour to watch this great All Black side, but full credit to Scotland as well. They played to the death, they got the try at the end, and in actual fact, to get the score to 30 points to 18 was an admirable performance.
Scottish players then get a good round of applause from the crowd as they go off the field at the end of this game. 21 games now then played between these two countries. Just 2 draws and the rest victories for New Zealand. Let's hear from the victorious skipper, Tait Randall.
Tait, well played. Very difficult conditions. You must be delighted with the result.
Yeah, the second half wasn't as good as we would have liked, but I mean, that's quarterfinals time. We now move into semis, and yeah, happy with the win.
How much was your game plan affected by the constant rain?
I think both teams were. I mean, it made it really difficult. A lot of errors which wouldn't have otherwise happened. A bit of a shame, but pretty good game I thought otherwise.
Indeed, and scoring some long-range tries, especially in the first half with Tana and Jeff getting on the board.
Yeah, nice to see the guys getting loose. We did some good work in the game. Scotland did some good work as well. We've still got things to work on, which we need. Second half we let them too many points, but we'll take this one and take it very well.
A few problems with the line-out throws, especially with Anton. Was that caused by the conditions, or was it just sort of a lack of timing there in the setup?
It wasn't any one factor. A couple of factors. Scotland struggled with when they had the throw. We got a few of these. Just a tough night for getting the line-outs.
Well played, Tait. France.
Yeah, France is it? Okay, yeah, great.
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know.
Okay, well played. Congratulations.